friends, welcome to our channel. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Up. If you're stopping by for the first time, you're welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified whenever we upload new videos. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this bucket bag with a drawstring. If this is what you want to learn, then keep watching. I already cut out my leather, but I'm going to be explaining the dimension I used to cut out my leather. Okay, I'm going to be explaining the measurements I used. That's what I mean by dimension that I used. Okay, now I have two main body here. These are the main bodies of the bag, and I used the wideness is 10 inches and then the height is 8.5. The height is 8.5. The wideness is 10 inches. And you're going to be needing two of it. Can you see? Two of it. And then after cutting it out, you see this shape I have here? What I did was to measure. I measured 1.25. Okay, this is it. I don't know if you can see clearly. This is 1.25. I measured 1.25 up and 1.25 to this part also, and then I cut out this shape for both panel. Okay, 1.25, 1.25, then cut out the shape. That is how I got this shape here. Okay, now moving to this two piece that you can see here, I used 2 inches by 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch. You're going to need two of it. When it is time for us to sew this bag, you're going to see what I'm going to be using this two piece for. And then for this one, you're going to measure 2 inches by 3 inches. Okay, 2 inches by 3 inches. Can you see? 3 inches, and this is 2 inches. Okay, now I have two string. I have two strip here that I'm going to be using for this bag. This first one is the shorter one, and then I used 0.75 by 28. Okay, 0.75 by 28. Okay, so for this one I use 0.75 by 54, but because my leather was not long enough, I had to cut it in two places. So I'm going to join it together when it is time for me to sew it. Okay, I hope it is clear. Because the leather is not long enough, if you have enough leather, you can go ahead and cut it as long. The measurement I just mentioned, use it to cut it out. But because my leather wasn't enough, I had to cut it in two places. So I'm going to join it together. Okay, so these are the eyelets I'm going to be using for the bag. Okay, and now I'm going to be using this to punch the hole when it is time for me to insert my eyelets. You can also use this. This is a hole puncher. Can you see? So now let's move to the sewing of this bag. So guys, the first thing we are going to be doing is, this is the right side of the leather and this is the wrong side. You can actually use any part that you choose. It's just that this part is having design and this part is just plain, like you can see on your screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is to place it on top of each other like this. Okay, and then I'm going to stitch it together by top stitching very close from here, and I will stop here. Okay, can you see what I'm doing here? I'm going to place it on top of each other like this. Can you see? This is the right side and this is the right side. You're just going to place it by 0.25. It should be overlapping by 0.25, and then you're just going to stitch it down very close to this part. Then after that, for the short piece, this particular one, I'm going to be folding it like this, and then I'm going to be stitching on it like this to this end. Hope it is clear. I'm going to be stitching on it like this till I get to the end. Okay, now for this particular one that I said, you know, remember I said it was my leather was not long enough, so I had to cut it in two places. I'm just going to place it on top of each other like this, and then I'm going to stitch it down like this. After stitching it down, I'm going to fold it this way and then top stitch to the end. Okay, so I'm going to do all of this, then come back to show you the next step. So friends, I've gone ahead to stitch it. Can you see the line? Hope you can see it. And this is the back. Can you see how neat it's looking? And then I'm also gone ahead to stitch these ones together, and also the long ones. See where I joined both of them together, and then I stitch it together like see. And I stitch, see where I join both of them together. It's not too obvious. And then I stitch it together also. Now the next thing we are going to do is I'm going to flip it to the wrong side. This is the right side and this is the wrong side, and then I'm going to align it like this. Okay, so I'm going to close the side, both sides like this. But while closing the side, I'm going to be inserted this piece. I already told you the measurement earlier. Okay, so I'm going to be inserting it like this. I'm going to be measuring 1.25 away from this part, 1.25 away, and then I'm going to insert it like this. This is the right side like this, and then I'm going to stitch along like this. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other part. This is the second one. I'm going to insert it like this, and then I'm going to close the side. Okay guys, for this particular piece I'm going to be folding it this way, making sure that both of them are meeting at the middle, and then I'm going to stitch on it like this. So it's going to be dividing into two. Like, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. I'll fold it this way and then fold it this way, and then I'll make sure it is overlapping. Can you see? And then I'm going to stitch a straight line on it like this. So I'll do all of this, then come back to show you the next step. So friends, I've gone ahead to stitch it. Can you see it? Okay, let me just trim off the thread. This is it. And then I've gone ahead to also close the side. Okay, now this is it. Can you see? This is the second one. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is to fold this part this way. Make sure that it is aligning with this line. Okay, so you're just going to fold it this way, and then we are going to stitch it like this. We're going to do the same to this part, and then we're going to stitch it close. So I'm going to do this and then come back to show you the next step. So I've gone ahead to stitch it. Can you see? So now the next step is to turn it inside out. So at this point you're going to take your time. All this part out very well. Now after that, you're going to poke the holes inside where you're going to put your eyelet. Okay, we are going to be creating the holes for this eyelet. Now I'm going to be creating 5 or 6 holes here. Okay, now I'm going to start by putting one here. Now we're going to allow this line to guide us, this particular one. So you're just going to go a little bit up before the line, and then you're just going to guide. You can use your pencil to mark 1 inch down. Okay, 1 inch downward, so that your lines will be straight. Okay, just because I want it to be easy for you guys. So I'm just going to poke my holes in like this. So when I'm starting the first one from here, like this, okay. There's the first one. This, the second one. Six. Okay, so this is it. So after that, I'm just going to use this hole puncher to punch my hole. And if you don't have, you can just use your scissors to just cut it round. Okay. Let me explain how to punch your hole. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so just, and then this is it. Just use your scissors to remove it. Okay, can you see? After that, you're going to put your eyelet like this. Okay, can you see? And then you're going to put this one up like this, and then you're just going to use, so this is it. I'm just going to go ahead and do all of this, then come back to show you the next. So friends, at this point I was done fixing my eyelets around the bag. So I ended up using 12 eyelets. So I'm going to take the shorter strip. Remember that short one? Remember we have two. So I'm going to take the shorter one, and then I'm going to start passing it inside the eyelet. So I'm going to start from the middle, which is the third one, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pass it in and out until I go round the bag, all the eyelets. I'm just going to pass it in and out, and then I'm just going to adjust the strip, the rope, you can call it a rope. So I'm just adjusting it at this point. So that is what I'm doing basically. Just make sure you adjust it very well. It should not be too tight. And then this is the remember this piece we created the other time is the stopper. So you're just going to pass it inside the long strip and then adjust it. It is called a stopper. That's what is going to stop it from moving around. Okay, so after that, you're just going to go ahead and create a knot at that point, like you can see me do on your screen. After creating the knot, I'm going to create the second one. This is the stopper also that will not make that that main stopper to fall off. Okay, so by the time you create the knot, it will just help that stopper to stay in place. Even if it falls down, it can't pull off. Okay, so this is the handle of the bag. Remember the long strip we talked about at the beginning of this video? So that is it. I'm just going to pass it in. That is the handle of the bag, and then create a knot right there. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing also to the other part, which is the second side of the bag. So this is me just passing it in also. Like I did for the first one, I'm repeating the same process to the second one. And I'm also going to create another knot also at this part. Okay? So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Please, if you have derived any value from this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. More of this will be dropping this year. We're going to be uploading more of this year. You wouldn't want to miss all of this. Okay, so subscribe. Okay, so this is the final look of the bag. You can go ahead and adjust the stopper very well. Okay, so subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. My name is Esther and this is Q-Est Fashion Hub. Please don't forget to share this video and like this video. Don't stop learning, keep learning. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.